Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Ramona Lazard. Thank you for watching today. Um, on this channel, you will learn how to reduce chronic pain without using medication in a holistic way. My mission is to help women that are 50 and older to reduce chronic pain without using medication. So today I'm super excited to have my guest today, Lara Gibby, and she is a former RN. She's been RN for about the last 10 years, and she transitioned to holistic and energy healing coach. And so she's going to talk to us today about what is energy healing and how can it helps chronic pain. So I want you to help me to welcome Lara Gibby to the show. Thank you for being here, and how are you today?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. So, a little more to expand on that. I became a nurse. I worked in the hospital for a while, and at some point I started becoming unaligned with how the healthcare system works in Western medicine. And I had been doing energy work for a while, but I started transitioning out of that, out of the hospital, so I could do something more that was like a preventative method for people, ways that people can learn for supporting and healing their bodies and their minds and their spirits without just going to the hospital and having to take medication.
That's good to hear because being a physical therapist and just working in different areas, people rely so much on medication to help them, and it's always good to give them a different avenue to how to relieve pain without
Mhm.
that. And so, I'm excited what you're going to discuss today. My first question is, what is energy healing, and then how can it help people with chronic pain?
Okay, so the energy method that I use is intuitive energy healing. And what it is we're all composed of energy, and we have our biofield, and the different traumas that we have from our environment, the different experiences we have in our environments can cause congestion and clogs within our energy channels. So what energy healing does is it takes a look at that and it starts to clear out where you might have these, I like to call them clogs, because it's where your energy is not flowing the way it should. So when you have pain, even with chronic pain, it's somewhere that you've had a buildup of a physical trauma. It could be an emotional trauma, but it's where you have a buildup that energy healing can help start alleviating that. It can be a complementary form of healing encompassed with other forms of healing that you might use. A lot of times people see someone who is a Reiki practitioner and they do energy healing. That's a type of energy healing, and that helps alleviate the pain. It helps. So with mine, it's kind of like you work towards uncovering the layers of where the pain is, what the pain is caused by, clearing the pain. And it sometimes can clear. It sometimes can take longer to clear, but it starts to alleviate, and you start to do, a holistic work around your mind, body, and spirit as far as being able to manage your pain and work with it and better understand it even.
So you're saying um, people have roadblocks. I mean, we all have roadblocks. So what kind of roadblocks are they, that someone that's dealing with any type of issue like pain or some type of limitation? So can you elaborate a little bit more on that? Is it just like a mental thing or is it physical? Which one is that, cater to that individual? What would you say that can be?
So it's kind of a combination of everything. Even if it's something that could have happened physically, it can also have the emotions residing in it. It can also have the mindset residing in it. And a lot of times when you have chronic pain, when something's hurting you and it keeps hurting you and hurting you, then your mind starts thinking about it more, and it's a negative feeling. So you start feeling the negative emotions around it and the other emotions that are playing in from something else, because all the pain throughout our body is also related to where different emotions are stored, and we'll get into that. So basically though, it's kind of the sense of when you can start shifting your mindset also, that can start helping change how the pain is for you. It starts adjusting that, and it starts managing differently than how your mindset might be towards it. But then energetically, that's where you start having where your emotions are stored. That's where, like, you're getting the blockages, the roadblocks, like you mentioned. That's where you're getting sticky. And so the energy healing starts clearing that out. With the mindset work that I do, it starts rewiring your mind to view it differently, and to it helps support what the energy clearing does. So what I was saying earlier too about your emotions and how your emotions get, stored in different locations. So for me, I think I had a funky knee at some point. Like I want to say it was kind of like my knee was like it was the kneecap kind of squished a little. It was weird. But I remember looking up, okay, there's a book I read. It's called, I know there's the emotion code and You Can Heal Your Life, but both of those talk about where stored emotions are. And your knee is actually where, like, how flexible you are in life. How, if you're having knee trouble, it can be that you're being more rigid in life. You're not flexible. You're not being humble in life. And I was thinking about it at the time. I remember I was being very like I'm resisting things. I'm in a standstill. Things need to be my way. And once I started adjusting around that, it started shifting and my knee things went away. And it's fascinating how they all play into each other. How when you start adjusting in one area, it adjusts in other areas. And just like with chronic pain, it's very real, it's physically painful. When you start adjusting in other areas, when you start doing the work to balance in other areas, it helps alleviate some of that pain.
Yeah, that it does. And so, I've had some people have said that, just even like meditation, just to focus their channel or something on, their pain on something else. And it helps to give them a little bit, relief in that area, whether it be like the low back or the neck as well. So, this is something that is starting to, kind of transition and to help people look at different ways to, get their pain decrease. And so, what is a session like with you if, someone would come to you and say, I'm having chronic pain, how would you approach that person and what would you look at?
So with an energy session, so when I first started going to someone who did energy work for me, I remember my first session, I walked in and we're talking. I was like 19, no clue what energy work was, no clue about any of it. But a friend had recommended me, like, hey, you should go see her. And I remember I walked in and she was like, energy work's kind of like therapy, but a lot quicker. Like you get down into it a lot quicker. So, what I would do if someone came to me is we would kind of assess about the pain. We would talk about different things leading up, but with an energy session, it's intuitive to where you start uncovering other layers more quickly that could be creating that pain, could be tapping in, could be where the roadblock is, and we work towards clearing it. And a lot of times in my sessions, supportive things come up that the person can do on their own. Like it was just an odd one. One of my friends, well, I knew someone who was in a session and it was like a ball of yarn came out to pull yarn for anxiety, cut it and release it. And it was like, well, that's kind of an odd one. And it just pops in something that they can do. It could be something to journal about, it could be a way to detox. Things like that come in. And when someone takes action on that, they're starting to release that as well as us releasing it energetically. So with someone who has chronic pain, when you identify it and you start clearing it with the energy, it'll start flushing out. But as a supportive thing, in my sessions, we discuss what could be underlying that so the person can be aware of if that starts coming back, if that's still going on, how to manage it better.
So basically, this it would be like to help it manage it better. So
Mhm.
now will you give them exercises to do that's going to help them?
If it comes up, I mean, there's so many different things that fit other people better than, like something that is going to help me more might help me more than it would help you. And so when something comes up in a session for someone, it might be like a liver detox is going to help them, manage anger, say it's anger instead of chronic pain. A liver detox might help them because that's where anger is stored, but meditation might help someone else because it calms their mind and gives them peace. And so, like, there's no, I guess, cookie cutter for people. So if I know exercises that would definitely benefit, then those can come up. But sometimes it's an odd thing that can just be underlying in the session that comes up. And it's like, oh, you could try these stretches, say, but you can also, rub an oil on your shoulder and that could help really play into it, or start eating this type of food and it could start flushing the pain. It's really hard to elaborate on that because it's all very unique to each person.
So basically, if it was like you're focusing more on like the mind So would you like give them something to practice on to,
Mhm,
help and channel their, mindset, or
mhm,
like to meditate on something, that's like exercising their
mhm,
mind to change the way they're thinking, to like channel that thought somewhere else so that they can feel that pain just slowly going away. Practice deep breathing. Those are some things, that can help with individuals that are having, chronic issues like that.
mhm.
You talked about like, being a nurse and then, just got tired of, what was going on in that profession and you changed to something different. Now, why did you become a nurse in the first place? And now you're, doing this. Or you just enjoy helping people, or what is your reasoning?
So, I originally went to school to be a psychologist. I got
Oh,
my
wow.
bachelor's in psychology because I wanted to help people. I love learning about the mind. The mind is such a fascinating thing for me. It's still so fascinating. And then I realized if I wanted to do a lot more with psychology, I should probably go back to school and get my master's. And it just felt a lot less flexible for me. And so I sat there and I thought about it and I thought about like, okay, what can I do now? So then I realized, well, I still want to help people. And nursing just popped in my head and it was this inspired action, become a nurse. I can help people. I could teach if I wanted. I could go into so many different fields. I could go on medical missions. That was one of the things.
Yeah, that's how
And
we met. Yeah.
yep, that's how we met. So I became a nurse. I literally woke up one day and I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess I'll become a nurse." And within about, let's see, I think within a year and a half, I was a nurse. I got my bachelor's in nursing and I became a nurse and I'm still a nurse. I still have my degree credentials and I love my nursing mind and connecting the dots for everything. So when I became a nurse, my first job was actually at a neuro step down unit. And because I love the brain, I also loved working with the physical part of the brain, I guess, and things in the hospital there. But my why for it is that I'm a natural healer. I love helping people work through things, whether it's a physical ailment, like your mindset, your spiritual things. I just love guiding people to from where they are now, healing to where they could be, to improve their life, to transform their life, and kind of really like empower them to see that they can do so much more in their life than they think they can. For me, it was like it's very interesting when you realize how you can create your life around you and you can make so many choices in your life, then you become very empowered to start doing that. And for me, I realized with nursing, that's what that was. When I woke up one day and I was like, I'm going to become a nurse. I have absolutely no idea how to do that. I have no idea. I've never once in my life thought about nursing. And all of a sudden I was like, yep, this is it. This is my path. And, I went down such a amazing path. I love nursing. I loved working in the hospital, but I remember a couple times it was just kind of like, this is the protocol we follow. These are the pills we're going to give them. They're going to check out. And if the person comes back, then we do the same thing. But there wasn't really something that taught people how and empowered them on how they can help themselves prevent things, understand how their body was working, understand just managing themselves. And I think that really was what made me realize like I was still healing people and helping people, but it wasn't quite the way I wanted to do it anymore. And now it's kind of like when I do energy sessions with people, they get so lit up. I get lit up, they get lit up, they're just glowing afterwards. And I'm so excited for them because there's this path that they have an idea that they want to follow. There's a way that they see themselves healing their life. There's a way that they feel empowered in their life. And that is so rewarding. And I mean, it's just a whole nother level of being able to serve others.
Yeah, that's awesome, to hear your heart and your passion about just people and just helping them wherever it may be, and so that's amazing. Would you recommend someone to have a coach that's dealing with, chronic pain or any other issues? And if so, why? Why would you say that?
So it's interesting. Since I started getting into coaching, there are so many coaches that are out there. So many people who can help with just about anything. And I do feel like if there's someone who has chronic pain and they're not sure how to manage it, one, coaching can help with that, but it can also, like what I do helps people learn how to balance in their entire lives so they have a picture of how to navigate their life. And it helps, it helps navigate that life either with some of that pain or working through releasing that pain, understanding what traumas played into it, whether they're the physical or the emotional traumas that played into it, but it gives them guidance in navigating through that, because a lot of times, you might have this pain and like physically where it came from, like maybe you were in a car accident and it's there and it hasn't gone away, your back still hurts from it and it's been going on for years. But you don't have, sometimes it helps to have the extra support and the resources to start navigating through that, because you start seeing your goals and setting your goals and realizing how you would like to be living your life. And a coach is what helps you get there. And with what I do, it helps by balancing how you are in your body, how you are in your mind, and how you are in your spirit, and taking a whole look at that, connecting all the dots and seeing where you want to go with your life, creating into that vision as and balancing your body so that you can do that. I think that kind of answered that. I'm
That's
not sure.
good. Yeah, I recommend a coach because yeah, you did good. I mean, it's I think having a coach to help you along the way, because sometimes we try stuff, we might get it right the first time, and then we try it again and it might not be right, and then after a while we become so busy we're not able to do the things that we need to get ourselves well. And I think just having a coach, just being there for us, and we are having scheduled appointments and they're talking to us and they're directing us what we need to do for ourselves, it's very helpful because then we'll have like a breakthrough. And I
Mhm.
think that is great to have. And so, yeah, I definitely recommend a coach, like for everything almost, you can say. But
Oh, I mean, and there is
it
one for everything. It's
is
amazing.
right. Yeah, it sure is. So, Laura, how can we find you on social media?
So I'm on Instagram and Facebook. I tend to hang out more on Instagram. I'm the Holistic Hippie RN on Instagram. I have a website, theholistichippiern.com. And I actually just put together a new membership that is called the Possibility Toolbox. And it's a membership where it has different tools and resources for diving into what your vision is in your life, what you would like to do more of in your life, and how to shift into getting there, how to transform your life so that you can reach that. You can take the creative passion that you have and bring it aligned with your purpose in your life. And so that's one of the things I've been working on.
And then once you have that, people can find that on your social media platform.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good. So I appreciate you being here. It's so great to see you and sharing
Thank
all
you
your
for
information
having
and your
me.
knowledge with us. Huh?
Thank you
Say
for
that again.
having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Yes, yes, it's been a pleasure. And I just want to say to the audience, if you're new to my channel or you have been watching a while, um, but haven't subscribed yet, I ask you that you do. You'll be missing out on some great information. And so just hit that red subscription button here on the screen. And don't forget to like this video because it would be very helpful for us to get this boosted so we can definitely help Miss Laura here and she can help so many other people too as well. And hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. So I thank you for watching and hanging out with us today. Until next time, everyone, this is Dr. Ramona Lazar.
Take
Bye.
care.